Stories for me.
Huge display going,
There you go.
and all the great reproductions.
You don't need it
And,
now.
we had this pan on the ground.
Oh yes, I could get that fan.
Oil
in
pen
your
you
car.
stick under your car. Hunter's logo back then was ironclad quality. So we made up a little logo on the oil pan and said ironclad drip pan. Because all of our fans had sealed ball bearings. Hunter didn't particularly appreciate that and asked us to stop.
Whoops.
We also hired, back in the day, hotels. Somebody would call the hotel, could I speak to so-and-so? And a little guy would have a note on a tray, and he would walk through the hotel, ding, 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 phone call for so-and-so, phone call for so-and-so, because they didn't have a PA system, and eventually they'd find so-and-so if they were there. They would get the note. So we had a little guy dressed up. And I don't remember the line he used, but he was doing the same thing and handing out our hand fan. So the flow of the traffic was heading that direction, so everybody walking into the Hunter booth was holding a Casablanca hand fan. And they finally got management to stop that. So that was, we even did a spoof movie, which not suitable for children, but Burton sort of replays a character in the movie Casablanca, and he sits down with Humphrey Bogart, who's supposedly the premier expert on ceiling fans, but he's a bar owner hiding from the authorities in the U.S. And so he's asked, what do you do? He goes, I'm a fan hunter. Obviously you dig it.
Yeah.
So,
So
anyway, there was no love lost between us. Hunter continued to make the ugly stuff they ever made. You can edit that out. And we did all our old reproductions. So Hunter made completely different types of fans.
Oh yeah.
You know, big, huge motors in Memphis, and we were using more conventional motors.
K55s.
The K55. We started with a K63.
Yeah, Dan told me all about the
Yeah.
K63.
They came out of St. Louis, Emerson brand.
Yeah.
And so it's two completely different types of motors.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Hunter
did not like Fanimation. We were really into the lighting showrooms. They were into more conventional electrical supplier distributions. I think they had some fans at Sears, hardware stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really a forced merger, and Casablanca went bankrupt, and GE Capital became the owner literally at midnight. Literally a midnight auction. And so now they're the owner of Casablanca, the money behind Hunter. And they shoved them together. Technically, Hunter bought Casablanca. But they never, ever utilized it, the name and its distribution method like they should have. In fact, they competed with it. They started their own retail line, and I forget what they called it, to compete with their own division. That's gone away. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Prestige?
Huh?
You talking about Hunter's like iron line or?
They came up with a showroom line.
Yeah, Prestige collection.
Prestige.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why have Prestige and Casablanca?
They're like competing with themselves almost.
Right. Why have both? And they were two different sales groups at the time, sales forces. Now it's all one. Hunter would sell anybody and everybody anytime, and Casablanca was strictly showroom, so it was never really appreciated and properly utilized.
Is there any company that does the same kind of design work that you do now?
There's some good companies out there that crank out a lot of good design.
There's one that's trying to copy and be a competitor.
Yeah.
Minka Air.
Minka does a very good job of design.
Well, sure they do. Of course, they have a lot of modern designs.
Yeah. They're
That's
not.
kind of what they're known
They're
for.
not known for some of the same things we're known for.
Of
but-
course not.
But,
You're always going to have stuff
Yeah.
with things.
But they're a competitor of ours. We used to think of Casablanca as a competitor, but that just doesn't come up much anymore.
No, it just can't.
Emerson doesn't come up much anymore.
Because now, like Fanimation, when you do use K55s, are they actual K55s from Emerson yet, or
No,
they're from somebody else?
that motor went out of production 20 years ago.
Okay,
Ooh, we picking
so
Tom's
it's-
brain?
well, sure.
The Emerson motor division doesn't even exist anymore. That was sold to Nidec maybe 6-8 years ago.
Okay.
So there is
Okay.
no Emerson motor production.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's probably when Casablanca started making the spinner type or the pancake. Because I know they.
Well, they
like
got
the
in.
Genesis.
They got. There was the Panama Fan Company that was our first spinner product. It didn't last long.
Okay.
And then we had a brand called Pasadena Fan Company.
Yep,
that was strictly
Yeah.
spinner.
Yep. I
And-
sold one to Zach on one of the trips.
Yeah.
That I got out of this lot of industrials the guy was selling, and there was a Pasadena in the lot.
Yeah.
All for $55.
Yeah.
So I picked it up. Dan sent me from a Craigslist ad.
Yeah.
That was right by me. So I picked everything up, all the Airmasters, and then the Pasadena
Yeah.
in it.
And I know
All for
I wasn't there when that happened, so I don't recall how long it lasted.
Okay.
So that was dropped. The Panama Fan Company didn't last very long.
Mm-hmm.
They really just, we were trying to dress up industrial fans. And then Hunter bought it. They shut down. Hunter had already gone overseas. And we maybe, it's hard for me to say we with Casablanca still, but there was still production past by then the City of Industry for maybe 2 years, and that was it. And then they moved into an office in Pomona,
Yeah.
and that closed a fair number of years ago to meld into the Hunter office.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I know. I'm from Arkansas, so I go through Memphis quite a bit, and I know the Hunter office is there, and
They
yeah,
got
it's
a
pretty
little
much.
museum in there.
Yeah, I've kind of wanted to stop by, but I
helped them
haven't.
with some of their belt and stuff. 'Cause I know a collector who helped them. I helped him with some missing parts.
And also, Dan told me everything about the whole motor situation with Casablanca from K63s. Didn't you have a lawsuit or something like that?
Well, no, we started out as the Casablanca Fan Company. Well, we
Yeah.
started out as the Burton Company,
Yeah.
picked a name, and we were such a small operation, things like
Yeah.
patent searching had never occurred to us. The problem was, we later learned, we're buying
Parts.
we're buying Emerson motors from the Emerson Motor
Of
Division.
course, yeah, like so.
We didn't know the Emerson Fan Division had a model named Casablanca.
Oh, yes.
And that ultimately came to a head, and the agreement was to add something like $1 to the cost of every motor until they hit some number. I don't know what the number
Okay.
was.
Oh,
So it was peacefully
resolved.
resolved, and
Sure.
and we got full rights to the name Casablanca, and they quit using that name on
That one model. It was a designer series, basically, an ornate.
I wouldn't even know what it looks like.
Well, Dan gave me one.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about, the Emerson Casablanca Classic. I know of that model.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But then he told me about you, did you or somebody who designed the K55 when that came out? Was that,
Probably.
That was designed by Warren Dennis of Casablanca in conjunction with the motor division at
Okay.
Emerson.
okay. Yeah, you guys.
So The problem with the K63 in 67 to 69 was the 17 millimeter shaft.
Yeah.
It made for a very small wireway, and it was tough to get the wire down. So when we did K55, we went to a 25 millimeter shaft, a much larger wireway.
Oh yeah.
So
I
it
believe
just made
that.
life easier.
Yeah.
So same frame, same guts and everything.
Oh sure. The
The
same
Casa
state.
version had its
Maybe it's
end shields.
fan.
The Emerson fan division had its end shields.
Sure.
But it was the
Well,
same motor.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
I know.
Well, it'd be more place, it'd be more place to put.
Yeah, use
Sure, you can park your
It's
car.
much easier to work with those little shorter.
You guys haven't seen the basement.
I just found one of the old Broadways recently that it's got the K63 in it,
Yeah.
and I'll
We
have to.
started with a
I'll have to fix it, though.
We started with some
I guess
67s and
40s,
69s, which are still taller.
Otherwise, you gotta take them back with you.
And
Yeah, either
we
that or
had
talk
like
to
some of the
Cincinnati
earliest
way back. We'll need to talk to 'em.
Victorian
Well, let me know, because I just
fans
knew you didn't have room in your car. That's why
were
I
a
was
good
offering.
inch taller.
Yeah. 'Cause I mean, I don't
Before
think
we
need it. I think
learned
you already
to
have
Oh, I
something
see.
smaller to
But
buy.
if you don't have room in your car,
Yeah, unfortunately, my Broadway I found had been kicked around a little bit. Where I found it, and it's one of the brackets got snapped off, so I have to.
So there were very few made, and that would have been 74, 75.
I'll have to find someone that's got a.
Chances that anybody
you
would
want to
still
sell a
have.
fanfare or whatever.
Yeah.
They were not terribly
I just-
attractive because of the band
Chad
height.
Baker was asking me, he kind of.
Oh, I see.
Stuff you do,
Yeah, it's
selling fans and,
a neat fan though.
you come in fans.
I like it.
Especially the punk